many people here have been to a poetry night, poetry slam before? Alright, people know what to do. If you like a work, you don't clap. No one claps, you just do snaps. If you like a part of the really good line in the poem, you do the snaps. And if it gets too loud, that's really fun. So our first performer, says here in alphabetical order, is Aliza Schick. She is excited to be joining this amazing group of people. That's it. Aliza Schick. Aliza gets to pick the next name out of the hat. Yeah, but you just don't say anything, just pick it. No, you don't. You just get it. Yeah, you get that something. Okay. Seven's up then. No, that's two. Okay. That's you. There you go. No. Yeah, this one works. Okay, two's next.
I had two major life events happen around the same time, so this is what I wrote as a way to process that. I knew I was having a girl, but that second red line, an instinctual sense, a rumbling, tumbling feeling in my gut that was growing day by day, was a daughter. My husband wanted words on a paper, not his wife's unsourced prophecy. So he drew blood, and in the mail, a letter declared, results consistent with male. It is a boy. Panic. I did not know how to raise a boy. Me from a family of girls, what was I to teach a son? Barosh Hashanah Yikatehun, Ubiyom Som Kippur Yikatemun, Kama Ya'arun, Vikama Yibarayun. At the same time, the virus swirling in the air landed on my grandmother. She was sent to the hospital before I could tell her the news. COVID positive, barely responsive. Soon, the ultrasound. My son swimming in black and white, his enormous head, the outline of his footprint, a finger lifted to his chin. It is hard to believe he is inside of me, just like it's hard to believe the woman who taught me how to listen for the ocean and the seashell, and to believe in fairies and wishes, and myself, is slipping away from me day by day. That ominous feeling when there are more leaves on the ground than in the branches, and you know what's coming. Her one last good day, nearly colliding with my son's first day. The wail of an infant as he's cut out of me, small and precious and clutching me tightly. I cannot wait to show her. I carry him to the nursing home. The items in the room, a pacifier, a bedpan, tiny socks, oxygen tubing, fresh baby scent, stale hospital stench. All of her glory passing behind her, all of his glory yet to come. Her eyes are closed, she does not wake. As I hold this new life in front of her, I feel the life source surging, growing in him, shrinking in her. I feel time passing between their bodies. He is pink and rosy and glowing, and she is barely breathing, her mouth ajar, gasping for air as he takes his first breaths. Mi yachia, umi yamut. The yellow leaves twisting like paper in the wind, haunting, chilly, crunch underneath my feet, sense that something is shifting, changing, winter is approaching. I carry him small and bundled to the funeral. By the air of thy boker, Yom Echad. I wonder why it has to be this way. The intertwining between day and night, light and darkness, birth and death. Will the glass always be broken underneath the canopy? Will our happiness always need to be layered with tears? I think about raising a son, and I think, this is what I will teach him. What my grandmother taught her daughter, and what her daughter taught me. To hold on to that light, and to not let go. As much as you can, as much as life will let you. So that by the time Passover arrives, and green sprouts are bursting forth from the ground, I can tell him the story of my grandmother, the way we tell the Maggid story, the way Jewish people do, sharing the story of where we came from, so that our ancestors are never really gone, living on in us, through us. I will whisper her story to him at night, constructing her with words, until you can almost see her standing there, arms outstretched, so that his first steps might be across a patchwork of stories, so that he might run straight into her arms, so the past and the future may become one.
That was really good. That was chillingly beautiful. Right? We're all in agreement. It's very like, here, this is them speaking. You guys get it. All right. Our next performer is Elana, the one and only Elana Mendelev. That's it. She's going to be performing a poem called Dear God. Everything I have on this sheet of paper is a lie. I will be reading it later as my poem. Yeah.
It wasn't your fault. I was going to read that poem, but then I changed my mind and I'm reading a different poem.
That was Elana Mendelev. This is Elana Mendelev. Different poem.
This one is called A Poem for My Daughter. When I think of your cinnamon swirls and pigtail curls, early morning cuddles and sick day snuggles, all I can think is that I want more. More of your laughter, more of your sighs, more time swimming in your sea blue eyes, more bedtime reads and breakfast bites, more time singing you lullabies goodnight. I want to remember the good mixed together with the best, knowing full well that it also comes with so many tests. Tests in patience, tests in skills, tests in late night cries and breast milk spills. But I soak in the hours and appreciate every sour, hair pulled, abdomen scarred, missed events of sacrifice. Because you are worth it. Let me repeat, you are more than worth it. And with that, another day goes by, and I slip into bed. I give a little smile and I shake my head, thanking my lucky stars that you're mine and I'm yours, knowing that at 7 a.m. you'll be calm for me. And we'll start that rush of feelings again. Wash, rinse, repeat.
That was chilling. That was beautiful. That was exactly what I was expecting. Coming up here. I forgot to pull a name out of the hat, so we're just going to do that now. David Eckmann wants to come up, so we're just going to call him up.
We talked about that before.
Yeah, well, in an alternate universe, David is an aspiring theater usher and modern dance choreographer, really. Okay. In that universe, he is making his first appearance in front of a live audience, and he admits he's very nervous. In this universe, he's quite serious. That's what, I don't know, this is all blessing.
Pick one from the hat. Pick the next one.
Oh, I decided that I would rather manipulate everything. So I know what's next, but no one else does.
'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house, not a creature was stirring. Wrong one. I'm not up here for applause or a prize, just hoping an old man can open some eyes. It's easy for me to live life as a Jew. How hard can it be for you to be you? What goes around comes around, time after time. Sometimes life is ugly, sometimes life's sublime. What deeply affects us, both real and myth, we have to be truthful and not plead the fifth. I'm referring to hate. It pervades life we live. And if you're a Jew, it's what some people give as their gift to our people. Abundantly spread. Because folks just love dead Jews. So the book title read. We have our museums of Holocaust fate. Arbeit macht frei, said the Auschwitz camp gate. Beginning with broke glass and Nuremberg laws, the Nazis spread lies that we caused their flaws. I was birthed in the shadow of World War II, American boomer, a new kind of Jew, divested from Europe with no Yiddish trace, a melting pot life led in U.S. embrace. Opportunity open, society free. White, black, or brown, just be all you can be. In youth, I avoided the anti-Jew hurt. Must have been subtle, it wasn't overt. No golfing or tennis, just membership snub for Jews at my hometown's elite country club. Then I hit college, where Jews ran the place. Still, it took them 2 decades to buy homes near the space. Today's hate on campus is different from then. Just look at Columbia, Harvard, and Penn. Don't hold much esteem for those Ivy elite. It's less cap and gown and more white hood and sheet. What used to be quiet's now right up in your face. What once was much rarer seems just commonplace. Hate, nurture, or nature, or just human race. It's become dog eat dog. It's such a disgrace. But my dog's bigger than your dog. My dog's bigger than yours. My dog's bigger because, well, Fezzik's a freaking Great Dane. My dog is love. Love can wipe hate away. Ahavas Yisrael carries the day. The sparks of our morals push darkness aside. United we're strong with Torat as our guide. So no walking softly, and yes, carry that big stick. Stand proud and stand tall. Don't give in, because they're sick. We're God's chosen people. He girds us with might. Love outguns hate. Don't back down from that fight. When they bring us anger, their slurs and their threats, they should know that Israel never forgets. It's easy for one to live life as a Jew. How hard can it be for you to be you?
This is so funny. Specifically asked me not to follow David Eckmann. But David pulled his name out of the hat that I said I wasn't going to use. Unfortunately, this requires me to do a ton of work, because this person's intro is longer than his work. On one evening in 1987, top international astronomers were astonished and baffled by a hitherto undocumented and unique alignment of several major star clusters. Though the phenomenon lasted only minutes, scholars have since dedicated decades of study to unraveling the significance of this astrological anomaly. This is so long. Dr. von Gutzenberg, a prominent researcher from the fringes of the scientific community, even went so to describe the event as ominous, a portent of some great happening, a sign of great universal significance. Something tremendous has occurred. It should be noted that von Gutzenberg was subsequently ostracized from the academic community and was never again invited to sit together at lunch with the cool scientists. Taken alone, this astrological event may be dismissed as some hiccup of nature, a sneeze of the universe, maybe even some elaborate prank cooked up by those yahoos in the International Space Station. But consider, this occurrence took place amongst a bevy of various other unnatural oddities around the globe at the exact same time, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 of them that I'm not going to read. One of the last ones in Toronto, Canada, the birth of a baby boy briefly cast the delivery room into utter darkness until the incompetent intern leans off of the light switch with an offered apology, until the newly delivered baby yells, "Turn it off again," and laughs maniacally. Audience of the evening of sound objective mind, yes, you too, Eckmann. Do those occurrences amount to nothing but coincidences? A fluke, poppycock, wigglytuff, a Pokemon? Or perhaps they indicate something more. Perhaps they herald the arrival of an entity on our planet, an entity so tall. You guys figure out what it is. Entity so powerful that if it were allowed, it would consume all the coffee and sashimi in the known Western world. There's so much sashimi not in the Western world. I presume no answers. I am but a humble, this is not accurate, I'm not a humble MC, at your service, but today is 36 years and 4 months and a day. Happy birthday. Since those events took place, and that very baby from that very day is now amongst us, a very tall baby who still can't grow a proper beard. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I ask you to weigh the evidence for yourself and decide. You must, for the sake of us all, for your consideration and entertainment, I give you the end of this very long introduction, Sam Weisbrod.
Quite fortunate. If any of you need any introductions written, David will provide them at a discount price. Thank you.
For money.
Before we begin, just let's make Hollywood straight. My wife is going to go. Yeah? Good.
One under, one over. Just pick. There you go.
Okay, and the second thing we need is from Rabbi Newman. I need something very subtle. Ready to go? Is that good? Cool. Friends, I am not a professor, but allow me to begin. Major muscle groupings. Latissimus dorsi. Vastus lateral. Anterior deltoid. Legumes. Viscia fabia. Vigna unguiculata. Minnesota. Fish. Goldfish. Parrotfish. Dogfish. What the heck? Did the scientific community collectively decide that fish naming day was the most appropriate time for bring your toddler to work day? Or was everyone just too tired after the office holiday party to care and decided to delegate the office do-nothings, Tony and Frankie, the job of naming fish? Hey Tony, what are we going to do about fish? Let's just name them after animals and hit the casino, you know. Lionfish. Catfish. No, go back. I don't know, Tony, that don't look much like a lion. Yeah, wise guy, you think you could do better? Have a go. Gay. Blobfish. You know, that's actually not so bad. Hey, what you guys doing? We're naming fish, Victor. You want to try? Of course. I'll name this one after ex-wife. Sarcastic fringe head. Hey, that sounds sciencey. And this one is the red-lipped batfish after second ex-wife. No, Victor, you're doing it all wrong. It's got to be one word, like coffin fish. Oh, you want big balls of fish now? Listen, you slime head. Tony, that's a good one. What, slime head? Yeah, slime head. Well, you were a monkey-faced prickleback. I think we can use that one too. You take that back. What are you gonna do, dumb gulper shark? Pure gold. Okay, get out of here, Victor. Get out. Leave this to the professional. Tommy, he was really good at this. You ain't saying nothing yet. Hang on to your laptop, Frankie. This next one is called The Sexy Shrimp. Well, I don't look too sexy to me, Tommy. You just gotta give them a little pizzazz, Frankie, and nobody's gonna wanna come see them. You know, spice it up. Like the Goblin Shark. I'm getting the chills, Big T. Of course you are. How many kept away near? Hey, that's a good one. No, don't write that down, Frankie. I was clearing my throat. Too late. You know, Tony, I'm getting a little tired. Can we call it a day? Yeah, I tell you, Frankie, it's tough and work being a scientist, especially a UN scientist. It's a good thing we got brains. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is my working theory on the ludicrousness of fish. Note that every name you've heard tonight is actually indeed the correct name of the species shown. I know, right? Thank you for your time. Join me next week as we explore the age-old question, muchus or schmucks?
Pinsker. It says here, is a long-time reader, first-time poet. He's also wearing a Baroness shirt. Justin Pinsker.
Thank you first for the compliment on the shirt. This poem is entitled Zadie. Zadie, you are 98 years young. Bubby used to always tell the story when you and her picked me up from nursery school. A teacher said, "Grandpa is here," to which I responded, "No, that's not my grandpa, that's Sonny." I do not remember that. Or what I want to tell you about are the things that I do remember. I remember forcing you and Grandpa to wear a blue toy bucket on your head when I was little. I'm not sure why I made you do that. I remember you always jokingly mocking us when anything happened and we said, "I didn't do it," by responding, "There's that guy again, I didn't do it." I remember every time Buggy sang, you would always howl, "She's going to make it rain again." It usually did. I remember going to your show on Rosh Hashanah and sitting on your lap in the presence. I remember for the first time in my life, while I was reading my Haftorah from the Bima, looking at you and seeing tears welling up. I had to wipe my own tears for the rest of that service too. I remember watching the movie Predator with you, and everything Arnold did was finale. You looked at me as if to say, "Why on earth do you find this entertaining?" I remember you and Bubby meeting John and Annie Glenn at my master's degrees commencement. You and them talked like you were old friends. I remember you gave me your spare pair of tefillin because I told you I was going to buy a pair of tefillin, and you wouldn't have any of that. I remember how much you loved Bubby for your over 70 years of marriage together. I remember when she had open heart surgery, and you rushed in to see her when she was done. You ran your hand through her hair, and you touched her face, something I had never seen before. I remember watching you as dementia took hold of her, and you patiently helped her, never complaining a single time. I remember your strength, your compassion, your unbreakable patience, even in the presence of that inevitability. While I haven't remembered much, I'd like to share a few things I know. I know you have lived well, you have laughed often, and you have loved much. I know you have gained the respect of intelligent men, the love of children, grandchildren, and 3, soon to be 4, Hashem willing, great grandchildren. And I know, most important of all, that I love you. Thank you.
Our next performer is a musician who had one request, that I get his name right. Raanan. Raanan on the guitar. Oh, he needs a minute, so I'm stalling. Crowd work. You two look like you get along. Yeah. You got it. You almost heard it. This isn't powerful at all. Oh my gosh. I'm good. Move this. Oh yeah, no one likes this.
All right, how are we sounding?
Great.
My name's Raanan. Thank you, David. Most of you probably don't know me as a musician. Guitar is one of the earlier skills I developed. Growing up as a kid in the early 90s, very into music, and wasn't so easy to listen to music like it is now, especially if there were certain songs you wanted to hear. Cassette tapes were getting phased out. CDs were wildly overpriced. My parents weren't really into buying me a bunch of CDs. For $20 for one song you want to hear and 18 songs you care less about. But I bought me a guitar, and most of the songs that I wanted to listen to, I just learned how to play, and would play them just back to myself. And so I was very drawn to just always very simple, straightforward, guitar-driven pop and rock music, because I knew it was something that I could recreate myself. And so this is a song by Tom Petty. It's called "I Won't Back Down," and hope you like it.
Yeah, this is way more sense. Way more sense. Our next performer has always had a flair for the dramatic and enjoys being on stage daily as an upper school Judaics teacher at CTA. Woo! She also worked in Camp Note, a New Jersey-based Jewish arts and drama camp throughout high school. Her first slam, Are You a Feminist?, was at the University of Maryland Sermon Slam in 2016, while she served at the OU as the OU JLIC campus educator. She has a master's degree from the Azrieli Graduate School of Jewish Education Administration and is also a Mishmat certified Yoetzet Halacha. Shira Newman, in her most dramatic flair of the evening, is not here. So we're gonna Aliza Schick instead, who has most of the same qualifications, and is also an associate editor at the Jewish Review of Books, and is from New York City. I give you Akiva. So give it for David for seeing tonight. I think we've learned a lot about it. Just a couple of months ago. My typewriter has gone missing. Possibly been stolen, actually, by a charming typewriter repairman in southern Ohio. If you see it, bluesmith corona, broken bell, rusty charm, let me know. Its absence has put pause in my pursuit of the sundry activities one needs a typewriter for these days, and put me in the market for a new device. Well, it's not new. One does not buy new typewriters. One, ironically perhaps, scours the internet for old machines, squinting at blurry photos to figure out if the amount of rust in the keys is excessive or just right. After days of scrolling, squinting, and sighing, I came across a Yiddish typewriter. That was interesting. I don't speak Yiddish, but Yiddish typewriters are surprisingly rare. Once, in the days when clacking keys competed in an unhappy soundscape, Yiddish typewriters were very common, popular enough that all the large typewriter manufacturers sold them, and mundane enough to be valueless when broken. Just as we tossed broken laptops, those who wrote Yiddish didn't stop throwing away their typewriters until they had become rarefied, unique, desired by the likes of people who keep key-wound mantle clocks on their shelf and wonder if fountain pens are the way of the future. Unfortunately, the going rate for Yiddish typewriters often begins at $1,500, a bit more than the $25 I paid for my erstwhile Smith Corona. But I was enthralled by the idea of a Yiddish typing machine, so I infiltrated the YIVO Institute to view their collection and to possibly sneak out with the typewriter while my guide looked the other way. Stephanie Halpern, director of the YIVO archives, led me deep into the labyrinthine stacks. Actually, up an elevator, across a hall, up another elevator, and then through a darkened passage while blindfolded, into a great gray room of metal shelves, humidity control, and an awful lot of typewriters hiding politely at the end of a row. They are stacked atop one another in heavy metal cases, slim leather holders or mildewy cardboard boxes bound in rope. I pulled out one case with a twine handle and gingerly cracked it open. The note said the original owner was a baker from Germany who fled to Palestine. It was, like most of the collection, donated, although some of the typewriters were saved from dumpsters by candy YIVO agents. Nestled in between more pedestrian machines was Max Weinreich's typewriter in a plain leather box. It took us a few minutes